are not going to food groups next. Okay, so in the workbook, you'll see that I say go from page 1 to page 3, then page 2 to page 4, and there is a reason for that. Okay, so we went from 1 to 3, and now we're going to go to 2. What this is here is to be used with page 4. Okay. The qualities are written out on this page for the elements and the tastes. On the other page, it's the qualities of the doshas. Now, what's really fun is when you compare the 2 pages to see, okay, if we start, let's just look at kapha, right? So the qualities of earth and water, and then we look at the qualities of kapha. How many of these move from earth and water into kapha? And then from kapha, let's look at sweet. How many qualities it's almost like a watering down. And this is why I'm like giggling, because I'm excited for you to see there are a few qualities for tastes don't even make any sense. It's like, where did you pick that up from? Okay, so definitely fun to compare between and to see which qualities trickle all the way down to the taste, because there really aren't as many as with the doshas. So pitta and salty are not actually all of the same qualities. You'll see. Okay, so then we move on to, this is where I was saying the food groups. These pages are used together or separately, but the idea is if you look at them together, which we're going to try to do here, at least for a moment. I'm not sure if we're lined up. We have the dosha dial, and then the food groups that contain that taste, because you're going to learn in your studies that the 6 tastes are important, right? Which food groups contain that taste. So sour, you already know. Take a guess. Like, think about it for a moment. What foods are sour? You already know. Some fruit, right? How about vinegar? What else? Not a whole lot. And some dairy, okay? So salt is very salt and kelp. But astringent has a lot of food groups and sweet has a lot of food groups. Why is this important? I am kapha and made up of these tastes. I really am. My body is. My body's very kapha. So these are the food groups that I would favor because they have these tastes. So things like oils and sweeteners, well, for the most part, when you cover this up saying you can't have these, you will see that you are what the limitations are. Okay, so very interesting. But then this data is translated down here into the food groups. So it's vegetables. And then if there are any exceptions, like, hey, there's no sour listed for vegetable, but tomato is sour. Technically, tomato is a fruit, but yes, tomato is listed here. Slightly pedantic within this. I don't know. I appreciate the nuances of that people recognize food groups and whatnot. Okay, so then fruits. So what this is showing is okay, so we'll look at vegetables. It has some bitter. It has some pungent. It has a lot of astringent and some sweet. So if you are cooking up, I eat vegetables all day long, every day. Great. Where are you getting your sour and your salty from if you're looking for your 6 tastes, okay? And if there's certain food groups, once again, here we go, we cover up. This is what vata is made up of, and this is what vata favors. That's really lucky for them because that's every food group. So they pretty much throw a dart and they know that they are any food group that they're getting sweet, right? Okay, so this list shows all the food groups, the exceptions, or various data, the key down here. So a plain little flower marking is some, a lot, and or. Now, what exactly does this mean? Okay, so vegetables, because we could take data and we could look at it so many different ways as far as statistics. The idea is this: some vegetables, you may have a lot of vegetables that have a little bit of sweet, but a lot of them. Or you could have a lot of vegetables that all contain a lot of astringent. Okay. The data is not written so that you can create an algorithm from it. It's to get a basic understanding and idea for when you go out or you're grocery shopping. I say go out like dining or something. You need to get food quickly. Oh, what kind of foods would be good for me? Okay, so at least this gives you a starter base of understanding that certain foods, like look at how many food groups do not contain salt. So where's salt coming from in a diet? And sour. Okay, where's sour coming from? Dairy. Oh, what if you're vegan? Okay, so it's the other sour. Fruit. Okay, great. But Ayurveda also says to eat fruit alone or leave it alone. Where else are you getting your sour? Don't worry. I'm presenting problems so that I can present solutions as well. The idea is to have an awareness and a connection to your foods. We think pungent, my gosh, how many hot and spicy foods do we eat? But in reality, they really only come from vegetables or spices. Okay, we're not getting them from our oils or our nuts and our seeds. Those are additives of spices or those vegetables. Something to think about. Okay, and then we have the same with bitter. Bitter is the same with spices and vegetables. Where else are you going to find bitter? For the most part, in abundance. Okay, well, this is the food group section, and I look forward to seeing it. Let's take a peek and see what the next page is, because 6 tastes. See you soon. Bye.